Hello everyone, this is Serious Trivia. Welcome back to round 2 of our subscriber game tournament as we continue with match 3 against Vietsmasher. And this time I'm actually in red, but we're gonna pretend that I'm in green and Vietsmasher is in red, but yeah, he's in green for this match because I lost the save file and he had to provide it for me. So thank him for doing that. And for this setup, he brought 2 trebuchets, and that's the big difference here that I see. So we're gonna be dealing with a lot more siege weapons. That means the unit must be a little bit weaker, or because the fun's been spent at siege weapons. Yuanshao is being used here again for the morale boost, 3rd tier. Dianwei is actually 3rd tier. His 3rd tier weapon is a silver weapon, so that does make him a bit weaker. He has a nice, commander skill on his active skill tree, which makes him a little less aggressive, but he does have Cry of the Forest, which will boost his damage by 6 times essentially once he drops below 20% health. This makes Yuanshao actually pretty essential for Dianwei, because if you're below 20% health, he's not unbreakable by default. So he either has to use his abilities to maintain unbreakable, or he might just route off the field at low health and not be able to fight to the end with his 6 times damage. But with Yuanshao here, he should be able to fight to the very end with his silver weapon times 6, which makes it very powerful actually, right? 500% more damage. So it's actually times 6. We're looking at 5 point some K base damage and about 4.4k armor piercing. That is going to be quite scary to deal with very high armor on top of that. And he can boost his morale, or melee evasion, not morale, melee evasion by another 100%. Then for the strategist, we have Lu Zhi, who's only rank 2 here. He does have Stifling Deluge, which is great. That's the key to lock down Lu Bu and Zhang Nao from using their abilities. He will also depend on Yuanshao here for the morale boost. Because of his lower tier, he has lower health as well. Instead of 20k, he ends up with 13k. That might be an issue for him if he takes some tower damage. But looking at the setup, he actually has a pretty beefy front line of Qingzhou spear units, which I really love because they have the misplaced devotion. So even if their morale dips, they will be able to maintain unbreakable for 30 seconds and also double their damage during that period. Sure, they'll lose all their melee evasion, but they don't have much melee evasion in the first place, so it doesn't really matter. And you end up doubling your damage, which can be very high in terms of armor piercing. So I rank these quite high. They don't need Yuanshao's help, because you actually want them to dip below, do damage for 30 seconds, and then either bounce back after you kill the enemy, or route away after you did your damage. Either way, it's good. And then he has a couple of Unbreakable Defender of Empire, also very tough to deal with because they will also fight till the end. Now, the issue you might notice here is he picked 2 type of spear unit that are essentially unbreakable, at least for a good portion of the fight, but he still picked Yuanshao, which I feel like it's kind of redundant. They don't need the 50 point of morale boost, and he doesn't really offer any offensive power. None of his generals have any sort of splash ability, so he's counting on his infantry to actually go toe-to-toe with my infantry, which I don't think he can. He has more of them, sure, but my are a lot better in terms of quality. So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. He did end up bringing 3 Northern Mounted Raiders on Yuanshao. They have Fire Arrow obviously, but in the rain, it's not going to do too much. So I'm curious to see how they perform. Obviously, they get a bonus charge because Distant Courage also provide charge bonus, 50% extra. So they're quite fearsome around Yuanshao. I will not venture out to fight them because I'm going to get crushed by these charging into me if my cavalry is caught in the open with them. So we'll watch out for that and get pounded. That's how it's going to go in the beginning, with 2 trebuchets staring down at us. We kept our cavalry in the back again, just because we don't know which way he's going to attack. Basically, my vision at the deployment here is a couple horse archers and these units in the middle. I don't see anything in the forest, so I don't know if he kept any units in the forest or not. I actually don't know what he brought, right? During deployment, I can only see what he shows me. Alright, he's going with the fire shots, which I don't think is wise, because it's very hard to light up these towers. You can see one shot is equal to 13%. That means he needs to land 5 shots from the trebuchet to burn down one tower. And looking at them, they're rank 6, so he did upgrade them. That's good. It does help with accuracy by a lot. And he's firing through forest. If one stray shot catches fire, he's gonna burn his own units. Oh, he's deciding to focus on one side now. He's seeing that the damage is not high, but he's not switching type. That's the thing. Right? He shot these and then gave up on them. He thought, you know, he's not gonna get that done. As you can see, when you are on fire, your damage type changes. There's still a good amount of armor piercing, but mostly it's explosion damage. Okay, you got 25% on this, so 2 shots potentially. But there's tiers. The higher tier fort tower has 2 different sections. The top tier is only 8%, the bottom tier is 25%. Of course, you get the bottom, the top just collapses. So if he can burn the bottom, that's good enough. As you can see, keeping your unit right behind, very, very safe. I'm not going to speed it up. I'm going to just let him hit and think about what's going through his head right now, because he's looking at his ammo, right? It's dipping to 10. Lu Zhi not being rank 3 means he doesn't have as much cunning either. So they're not going to start with a lot of bonus ammo. He's actually super lucky the trees are not catching fire, but for the same reason the trees are not catching fire, my buildings are also not catching fire, and he's realizing that now. He's not putting any holes in my walls either, so once they run out of ammo, I don't know what he's gonna do. Alright, 41. He needs just one more shot. One more shot to land. Is that it? No, he hit the door. Okay, he's using his cavalry. See, this is like a desperate attempt now. See, the issue with cavalry units, there's only 30 bow per cavalry. So there's only, at most, 30 arrows going up. It's very different from having 5 Onyx Dragons or essentially 600 units shooting. There's only 90 unit here. It's worse than 1 Onyx Dragon if you think about it. And that's going to take forever to put one of these on fire. And I'm able to do a lot of damage. You see the destruction damage actually crushed it before the explosion damage set the fire, which is why only the top tier is broken. And he's probably going to get the, you know, this destroyed before it burns, which is why he should have just used regular shots for the higher armor piercing base damage instead of the explosion damage, which is a bit unfortunate. But even if he gets his tower down, the door is still... Nope, the door is crushed. He could go through the door. That should probably be his only option at this point. He's still trying to take down more towers with the remaining shots. So he's going after this. Why? Is he planning to attack both sides? And these cavalry really just went to waste. Really high charge. And they're just dropping. Alright, this unit's almost gone. The plus 50 is keeping it afloat, or else it's basically gonna rout. And we're only at 45. Because as we mentioned, this is only 90 bowmen. Even less now, right? You don't even have 60. It's half of a archer militia would have done better setting towers on fire. He really didn't respect the rain, let's just say that. And if you've been paying attention to the damage versus fire, he should just swap. And he's out of ammo now. I mean, he didn't commit the cavalry. He pulled them back at 46%. Liu Bu came out, he got scared, I guess. I got confident at this point, right? Now I know his infantry has to come to the gate. He has no smash ability on any general, so he can't clear the massive unit that I have. So anything he throws at me, I can actually fight him. I don't have to worry about general coming in, flame the phoenix, my half of my unit's gone. I will keep this unit here to threaten him. I know his unit doesn't have turtle, and since my tower is still alive at 46 because he didn't end up committing, the rain will put out the fire over time, by the way. So once he doesn't commit, it's pretty much safe. Yeah, he would have been better off just recruiting 1 archer militia to take out towers. the morale boost from Yuan Shao will make sure they stayed alive, it would have done more than 3 of these combined because there's only 90 archers in 3 of these. I'm going up. I'm not actually charging, as you can see. I'm trying to get him to charge me. That way I don't get dismounted. And once I touch in melee, I can use my ability. And I'm just going to freeze them in place, slap them with ability. Or he likes to charge around a little bit, which is really annoying. That's why when you're on foot, it's easier to get abilities. I could easily lose my horse at this point, but I got pretty lucky there. And we got our ability in, and it's just time to get out, because he's frozen in place. My arrow towers will do damage. I'm getting shot by my own arrow tower. I actually lost quite a bit of health on that exchange, probably due to friendly fire. But these units are good as gone. They pop their misplaced devotion once it comes back, unless Yuan Shao comes up to boost their morale, which he is doing right now. So the cavalry's coming back to hide in this forest, potentially stop Lu Bu from coming out again. That could work. And because he's now committed to this side, I should be pulling my cavalry to the opposite side to get ready to flank out when I get a chance. The cavalry, there's only 4 of them left. They're not routing just because Yuan Shao is around. They should be negative morale right now. He's going through the door. He can. Camp Crusher is ready. I summoned them on the Sentinel, so we get charge negation. So even if he has 300 charge, he cannot do a single damage. I threw out some cow traps just to slow down whoever wants to come. He's going to get a couple shots. I'm not going to commit. I place everyone on guard mode just so they don't overchase and expose my position. I'm trying to see if he's going to climb or he's just going for the gate. If he's going to climb, I have to get on the wall. If he's just going for the gate, I have to reinforce. Alright, we're going to use our charge bonus now against his infantry. We do a lot better, as you can see. They're getting tossed by our charge bonus. And our splash damage is going to do massive amount of work in here. Alright, it's absolute murder in the tunnel. And we see the rest are coming. Everyone's committed. I'm going to pull all my infantry over. One's going to stay to guard the flag in case a general slips in. That's usually a pretty awkward situation. I'm just here to provide our bonuses whenever I have it off cooldown. I backed up another Protector of Heaven here to join the fight. They're not as effective because of no splash, but putting a couple masses here, especially Spear, would be good in case the general wants to come in. But the problem becomes Yuan Shao is not good at clearing the room. Also, he's not providing the bonus right now. Dian Wei doesn't have any ability that smashes infantry. He is giving everyone Unbreakable and protect them from arrow, which would help against the towers. He's committed to the climb, and I should be answering that soon with a Camp Crusher unit coming this way. I am going to come flank, try to apply some pressure. There's not a lot of unit that I could flank. I could flank the cavalry, I could flank the generals, and that's about it. I can flank without any concerns because I know they don't have a smash ability. Here, they're going to hold. They're going to hold forever. Doesn't matter how many units you throw in here, there's only going to be this wide of a contact point, and you can see the units just flying back due to the splash damage. And there's just no way they can break through here. They clear the wall, but the trick here is there's only these doors here, and then the next door is here. So if he selects the units here, he has to go all the way here, and it's actually really hard to exit. So now he's going to swap and try to get out of these doors, and all I have to do is set a line with my Camp Crushers diagonally here, covering these doors, so he can't flood into my base, and I can just kind of hold him here. Him capturing the tower does help him. My cavalry finally made a break. I circled around the forest, got to his cavalry just to get rid of them. The enemy infantry obviously is annoying, but Lu Bu is going to come out and hopefully use his ability to freeze the enemy in place so they can't commit to my cavalry. I'm trying to get the general. Nope, still charging around. We pulled back because they're taking too much damage. I just decided we're just going to call everyone back. Of course, I would love to hold this tower, but we didn't get a unit here in time. So they're starting to come out here. I got to plug up this hole right away. So we're engaging, And their units are tired. These units had to climb the wall, so I got to stretch my unit out and stop these doors too. We'll see if I'm able to finish this enclosure. This is the same. We're using our abilities when we can. Ludra has finally showed up to stop us from using our abilities. Dian Wei went to go chase the cavalry. Right now, my problem is the towers are killing my own cavalry against his unit. So I gotta pull out of this. This is not good for us. So we're gonna pull away from that. Over here, at least we got the engage. Most of them are crowded around this door. Right, we got them so that they don't have space to line up, and we're going to slowly close this gap. I pulled one unit out because Protector Heaven really doesn't do as well as the Camp Crushers. I'm just going to leave the Camp Crushers to do damage, and I'm going to just hold back here. Lu Bu is going to go on the wall, clear out this unit, and try to retake the tower so they can shoot down. There's no threat from any generals. None of them are coming in because he knows none of his generals are aggressive. And I'm coming back because this tower doesn't have friendly fire. This tower is gone. There's only potential friendly fire from one. If I can just touch, Yuan Shao, I can prevent him from doing the morale boost, and these units can die quicker. And over here, we're making inroads. If you look at the body on the ground, mostly blue. Actually, all blue. Blue. There's one of our guys, two of our guys. But we're pushing them back. As you can see, the splash damage is really useful in tight spaces like this. Like, they cannot get out of here. Our arrow tower from over there, this one, the fort tower, covers this. So they'll be able to help us a little bit. If we can just finish this closure here, then these are just waiting to get killed. You see our big swords meant to kill off horses' heads. Knocking units down. Same story here in the tunnel. Right. Lu Bu and Zhang Liao clearing the few that climbed the wall and came down these doors. The generals are still sitting outside. Our cavalry unit died though, committing them to Yuan Shao. Getting flanked by some of their units did end up killing us. But it's going well. This reserve unit, I don't see a need for them anymore, so we're pulling them over to help. They are not going to tunnel because their job is to just make sure no one break through from the two side doors. Dian Wei came in, but immediately Zhang Liao, Lu Bu, right on top of him. Zhang Liao got pushed into the wall here. The model kind of collapsed with the object, but he's fine. And Dian Wei's gonna die pretty quick. He came in without his 100% evasion, which is a mistake. He should have waited till he had that. So now the damage is activated. You can see Dian Wei's damage is off the charts for a couple moments. He didn't get a single shot in, and we killed him. So that was the story there. We still can't use any abilities because he's still around. But just from sheer weapon power, we can just kill them. Reinforcements coming in. The tunnel does not look any better for blue. The body is just piling up in here. And if we could select our units here, Protector Heaven's fighting. Now, I believe the Camp Crusher right here, we only lost a third of our men. And we're still holding the tunnel. This side, even better story, right? We lost about 16 men. Everyone's in this corner. We closed up this range. They're slowly dying. And there's really no hope for them at this point. They got a boost from Yuan Shao. Everyone got more melee evasion, a little bit hard to kill. If we can kill Lu Zhi here, I'm trying to get to him. There's a lot of bodies in the way. I'm trying to move into him so we can use our abilities, then we can clear the rest of this much faster. And 2 hits, dead. He only has 13k health because he's only tier 2. And now I can use my abilities. So let's go. Dragon's Gaze, Slam. Let's clear the rest. And we're gonna make a push over here. Slowly kill off over here. And like the last match, Yuan Shao can't do much. Yuan Shao boosts morale, and that's about it. I mean, he can go in and fight. The weapon just doesn't do as much damage. And but he should probably still fight at this point. His units don't need his morale boost, as we mentioned. He's running. Tactical retreat. A realistic route. He's realized the tunnel is not advantageous for him, and he's trying to draw my units out with a chase. I mean, a little late for that. He's trying to re-surround. Perhaps it would have been better if he did that earlier, but I had everyone on guard mode anyways. Alright, so he's trying to use his generals. We'll let him fight out over here a little bit. As you can see, they're collapsing. Once he starts fighting, morale boost disappears, and misplaced devotion get popped. He pulled him out to boost the morale again. He's realizing the second he used Yuan Shao, his unit die. If he doesn't use Yuan Shao, his unit die. So maybe he can kill Lu Bu. Maybe. Maybe not. Lu Bu has low health, 5.7k. Basically, when Lu Bu doesn't have Zhang Liao boosting his evasion, the evasion's quite low. And the units have finally routed, despite Yuan Shao being around. These units, last 22 Defender of Heaven, or Defender of Empire, crowded in this little corner, getting shot by arrow towers, getting collapsed on by Camp Crushers, who only lost 25 units. It was 1v3 or 1v2.5. One of them was a Trebuchet unit. I guess we don't count. But you can see the body just piling. The splash damage is knocking people down. And there's nothing they can do. Back out over there is just us chasing down Yuan Shao. So not too much to see. I mean, we'll see how he dies. There we go. He died. And there's a couple Defender Empire. One last guy. Protector Heaven versus Defender Empire. Let's kill him. Is he? Oh, his weapon was invisible for a second. Now he's dead. Now we have a couple more Unbreakable unit in this corner, holding their breath. We've been abandoned. Our leaders are all dead. A sad day. Sad day for the Empire. Now, I probably should have pulled the unit and had the general come back and clean them up without casualties, which is what I'm realizing right now because I'm getting friendly fired here. And every casualty count for score, trying to be fair to everyone. So we're going to probably pull away for Libu, or just have Libu come in. There we go. Join the fun. Oh my god. Slam. Dragon's Gaze to decrease their evasion. Anytime now. The slam is queuing up. Or doesn't need it. There we go. Got a couple guys left. John L's here as well. Increased melee evasion. It would be funny if Libu actually gets killed here by my own arrow towers. He gets 60 kill points. But that did not happen. As we're down to one defender right here. Zhang Liao cleaves him. And that's it. And that's a close defeat there. It was bloody. I mean, maybe not for me, but it was bloody. This tunnel, this tunnel was not a good place for Vietsmasher. Piles and piles of Qingzhou units dying in here, and the cavalry dying too. So let's go take a look at the casualty counts. Now, because most of his army are unbreakable or had high morales, he was able to have them fight for a long time. But since his general doesn't really have any smash ability, the amount of damage he did to me was actually kind of minimal, spread across most of the units. Our units are definitely more premium. The cavalry ended up dying trying to take out the general bonus. Yuan Shao still did plenty of damage against them. And also friendly fire from my towers, luring Dian Wei to the right flank. We lost 21 unit here, 18 here for 39. Then this is 36, we're at 75. This is 34, we're at 109. 34, 75, yeah, 109. And then we have 56 unit loss here. So that's 160. This is what, 56? 165 units total for a score, which will put Vietsmasher currently in second. Good match played by him. I think the biggest mistake of this match is using the flaming shot on the trebuchets and spreading them on both sides, even though he only intended to attack from one side. So he probably should have just focused fire down. Giving up attacking that last tower was also kind of a bad call. If he ended up, pursuing this route where he couldn't take out the towers, maybe break a few more walls, maybe use the turtle formation on the Empire, Defender Empire to climb the wall. He was almost, he did capture one tower. He could have used that similar idea and then engaged his Qingzhou units. Because I really can't, flank these guys. Even if I get my cavalry out, the Xiliang Cav couldn't do anything to this army. It did kill a few of the cavalry, but there's only 90 units to kill over here, and most of them died to the towers already. So committing these, paying for these, and then using these as fire archers to kill towers is really a waste of money. and then not using Turtle to capture towers to open up more space for your Qingzhou units. He sent 2 up in the beginning that got Dragon Gazed on and actually slammed before committing the rest. So the wave attack, misuse of his range cavalry, not really having a plan against the towers, kind of hurt him a lot, and then the units wasn't able to break through. Our defense of the choke points, no surprise. The units on the wall, I think there was a possibility where one of his defender of the Empire could have exited the side doors and then just pulled away instead of committing into the fight. And then he could have opened up potentially a flank or try to take my flag, just pressuring my units to pull back. The problem is I did keep one reserve unit on the platform, so that kind of prevented that from happening early on. When I saw that we closed the gap, I did commit the unit. By the time, I guess there was really no sneaking options. The general choice is also not great. Dian Wei with the 20% health sounds good, but when all the generals have gold weapons, one hit is 20% health. And if you don't get your hit in, which is massive, about 9k damage with both, assuming there's no armor. Even with armor, it's probably close to 7k damage per hit, but you die in one hit, it's over for you. And that's what really happened. So that's the match. Thanks Vietsmasher for playing. Currently in second, so there's still a lot of hope. And another pat on the back for myself for winning a close victory over here. So until next time, bye.